Let's talk SEC. Let's talk Tennessee versus Georgia. Now we talked the SEC West. They have their cupcake week. This is not a cupcake week for the East at all. There's some good games out here. And one of them includes Tennessee at home versus Georgia. Georgia favored by 10.5. I'll tell you right away where I'm going because you know where I'm going with this. If you follow the show long enough, this is Georgia minus 10.5. Georgia
Yeah,
is getting right at the right time. I don't even know if this number accounts for Brock Bowers. Because this offense with Brock Bowers without Brock Bowers continue to get better, right? And then of course it exploded again last week with him. Wasn't even utilized all that much. I don't even think this number includes Brock Bowers completely, like it should. So I think it's 10.5. That Vegas is baiting you to take Tennessee because they're giving you the little hook at 10.5. But no, this is Georgia all the way by 3 touchdowns, even on the road.
I'm going to come on and say I think you're right. I'm going to pick Georgia as well. I just cannot deny how good Georgia has looked and how they are peaking at the right time, offensively and defensively, and how Tennessee has just not been impressive pretty much all year long. 1/2 against Bama, right? A quarter against Missouri. Like this team is not a great football team, but yet it scares me. And the reason why this line is low, 10.5. I know it's a lot, not low, but it is low. Like Neyland Stadium is something real. Check it out. Like it's gonna be popping. People remember last year's game at Sanford Stadium where Georgia just got up early and suffocated them. I do think first of all, this identity of this Georgia team, it's not that. I think Georgia, if they get up early, they're gonna extend this lead and blow them out. Because how good Carson Beck is, how the strength of their team, in my opinion, is honestly that offense. Right, not getting off the field, just continuing to extend drives, scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Can Joe Milton make plays? Can they run the football? Missouri ran the football. Cody Schrader ran the football. Now, yet last week, we saw Georgia find its running game against Ole Miss, but also Tulane's backup quarterback moved the ball against Ole Miss. This is not an elite Ole Miss defense. It's Pete Golding in a big game. He's gonna get got, right? He's gonna get got, but I don't know, right? Squirrel right. You got guys on Tennessee that can make some plays. But yeah, you said it. It's not gonna happen. Not this week. Not this year for Tennessee. But hey, what is Tennessee's path to victory? Is there one? But there is one. I think there is one.
They need to run the ball effectively the entire game, and Joe Milton can't just play one good half of football.
Yep.
Can't play one good half of football. Got to play 2.
Georgia shows up, plays a B- football game. I think they still win. I think they
still
win by
cover.
6 points, by 7 points. They cover. Wow.
I think they could still cover with the B game here.
That's crazy. Is Jamon Dumas Johnson? I think he's still out, or he was out last. I think that's a big loss for him in the middle there. I like Ismail Mondon. I don't love him, and I know I get it. He's a good player, very good athlete, whatever. Jamon Dumas Johnson makes the defense go in the middle there. In my opinion, I think he's a big loss. With Tennessee's weird stuff, they put you in binds. Who knows what can happen at home? But if Tennessee jumps on them early, we saw it in the Auburn game. Okay, now this I think is a different Georgia team than they played against Auburn, right? That team, Georgia you don't notice it because it's 5 stars all over the field, but they were banged up beginning of the year, right? Carson Beck was still finding himself. He made one mistake there that helped Auburn get a short field. But we saw a hostile environment on the road for Georgia. They haven't been in one of those since Auburn. Now that yes, they played neutral site, Jacksonville,
I don't
Florida.
Know. Yeah, well, yeah. Vanderbilt? Nah, I'm kidding. You're right. Though. You're right. 100%.
So, it is something. It's hard to go on the road and win in conference, especially a hostile environment. If Tennessee gets up early, we've seen Neyland Stadium really get into it. But yeah, I'm more so trying to talk my way into being really invested in this game, give Tennessee a chance. But at the end of the day, man, Georgia's a wagon right now. Carson Beck, is it? Well, I don't think it matters what he does. I think he could go for 25 for 28, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and nobody would care. Just no Carson Beck for Heisman, man. He deserves it.
Which is very disappointing for my future that I laid. on him at like 40-1.
The
Very
thing is,
disappointing.
it's Heisman voters for you, man.
I mean, just last week he was 12-1, and then he beats Ole Miss and puts up 50 points on them, and then he drops down to like 40-1 again. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I will say like Carson Beck, he needed Tennessee to win that game last week. This would be a top 10 matchup. I don't know, but
I mean, last week was a top 10 matchup, but people forget. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
The week before, Missouri was ranked 12. I mean, Missouri looks like one of the top 10 teams in the country, if you ask me. So
it's like it was when Bama was just rolling. Like they were double-digit favorites against everybody, and like it was hard to like other than LSU and Auburn every couple of years. Like it was hard to like really get invested into a regular season conference game for them. And like that's the Georgia factor right now. We're seeing it play out. Georgia's got Tennessee and Georgia Tech next week. And Georgia Tech talk about giant killers.
Yeah.
Nah.
By the way, 3 straight weeks against top 15 ranked teams for Georgia, and 3 straight times they are favored by double digits. That's the gap that we're dealing with here. That's the gap. So
and they've covered in 3 games. No, they didn't cover Missouri. I'm sorry.
They only covered the Ole Miss game. So
yeah,
I've been on the right side of a lot of these Georgia games this year.
I'm over.
I was on the right side of it. Actually, I think I'm 3-0.
No, you're 4-0. Back to Kentucky.
I'm 4-0. Back to Kentucky. I'm 4-0. So let's stay rolling. Let's stay 5-0, by the way. Let's stay 5-0.